Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so this is a very powerful eclipse in Leo. Happy eclipse in Leo. I'm a Leo rising, so I love this, obviously. And yeah, I've been feeling it. I feel like we are really tuning in and remembering and deeply understanding and expanding our awareness into all of that we are. This is very much about the I am in our full infinite potential. And at the same time, I feel like it's very multidimensional. So we can definitely be taking advantage of this. And I'm going to go through all the signs so you can get into alignment with this energy for the next 6 months. And yes, I'm getting this out just right on time because this eclipse took me out. I've been sick for the past like 10 days. I haven't been like that sick in a while. So, it was kind of nice. It's actually what I needed to really kind of go within fully and really have this solid reset and release and a deeper awareness and understanding of myself. And I feel like that's powerful for everyone to do right now because, at the end of the day, that's the most powerful thing to do with manifesting is really just going in and tuning into the I am, your consciousness. This eclipse, it is a South Node eclipse, so it is all about releasing what you aren't and what you don't want to be anymore, whether it's roles or identities, ways of being, or bad habits. Releasing the noise. I know a lot of people are releasing the noise. I think it's because we're completing that cycle with that last full moon that was involving Pluto. So the thing is with that, we are only attracted to what's really attractive to our core, and everything else is just noise. So a lot of you might have been cutting stuff out, whether it is scrolling on social media, gossiping, complaining about things, or whatever it is. We could easily get triggered, by just annoying stuff that's not really in resonance or, true to ourselves. So that was important to let that happen. And that's a powerful thing to do right now is just releasing everything that you aren't. And the full way to release things when it comes to aspects of yourself that you have been in the past is actually by loving that version of you. Because you can't fully release anything. We are everything. And it is all about remembering that we are everything and having the awareness of everything that we are, loving all aspects of ourselves, but then realizing that we have the awareness to choose whatever version of ourselves we want to be or whatever energies that we want to create from moving forward. But that's the trick. Like whenever you're releasing something, it's actually like including it and loving it and integrating it and then moving forward. Because if you judge something as separate from you, then that's like building a wall, and judgment and kind of cutting off access to everything that you fully are. We are always like expanding and adding more onto more of ourselves. And that's what real spirituality should be doing always. It should be very expanding and adding to everything that you are. But you recognize that you are sovereign and you have the power and you're the creator of your life. So you get to select anything and have the free will to select anything at any given time. But yeah, the Leo Aquarius axis is definitely all about the I am in different ways. Leo, it is all, it's very personal. It's very personal. It's our desires and our passions. And that's what's calling to us right now. We're going to be very uninterested in things that aren't in alignment with our true desires and passions. And if you've been feeling like you're a little bit in limbo, this is an opportunity to really explore your gifts and your desires because that can be something that is yours. And that's actually why, like, people say to don't manifest during eclipses, but we are manifesting regardless. And all manifestation is literally just just mastering your consciousness. And with this eclipse, it's all about going inwards. This is a really big internal new beginning, and we are illuminating the unconscious. We all have hopes and dreams and desires, and sometimes we say we want to do this and we think we're doing it, but we can become aware of all the things that get in our way, or that have been getting in our way. Internally, whether it is thoughts or emotions or bad habits, but it all starts out with where your mindset is at and where emotions are at. Where have those things not been in alignment with your consciousness, to go in the direction that you want to go towards? Because all of your desires is something that you can have. If it's lighting you up on the inside and you desire it, say you walk by a car, or you like this certain type of house, or you like this lifestyle, or this certain type of relationship, that is something that is yours. All you have to do is choose it and then live in alignment. And living in alignment is just recognizing that it is already yours. You have the faith, you have the trust that you are being guided towards that thing because you chose it. And you have to live in abundance, joy, fun, play, consciousness, so you can start receiving the right ideas, going towards the right opportunities, and attracting things to you, to manifest it, and taking the inspired action. But you have to be kind of in the consciousness that is your soul. So that is happiness, joy, fun, play, and prioritizing that. But yeah, manifestation isn't hard. It's you realizing you are the creator of your reality. If you desire it, if you just consistently go towards that thing, living in fun, joy, and play, then you just can live in alignment and flow going towards that thing. The universe kind of unraveling the path for you. And it doesn't have to be hard. You do have to face a lot of fears. A lot of the time you're going to face that contradictions within that need to be released. Because at the end of the day, that's mainly what it is. It is realizing if you desire it, it is already yours. But all the things that are within you that aren't letting you be at that frequency at that thing is what the blocks are. So there's all these tiny little beliefs and programs that we take on that are stopping us from realizing that is already ours. Duh, it can be easy. And that is just the direction I'm going in. And it's all about and that's when you live in alignment and flow, those things can naturally be released, because the fears will come up, the doubts will come up, the blocks will come up, and you'll be like, oh, that's fake. That's an illusion. And it's all about, just getting out of those unconscious loops where we're kind of stuck down here, instead of making those leaps and bounds by living in joy, living in excitement, so we can just go towards that thing and live in creator mode. And I will say that is why I'm using the real sky. It doesn't matter though, like the eclipse is happening in Leo with tropical and the real sky. But tropical, I use both. Okay. So tropical is where we meet our edges. It's where we need to, that will show us where we can step into the leadership role. So we'll face friction, challenges. This is where we have to do the hard work. This is where we run into the distortions. This is where we have to learn the lessons. And that builds us up so we can step into creator mode, which is the true sky. So that's why I like, especially with the new moon, this is how we just live in alignment and flow with our higher self. And if you're here, you're probably already in creator mode. So, but a lot of the time you won't even recognize your, true sky chart or your higher self until you fully embody your tropical chart. That is the leadership role that you have to take on and what you have to conquer so you can be a creator living in alignment and flow with the true sky chart. Because the true sky is your higher self. It's more so our intuition and the universal flow of energies. So it's very helpful to know. This is the energy that we really do want to work with, because this is how it can, it can be very easy for us to live in alignment and flow going towards our dreams and desires. But at the end of the day, when you're in creator mode, you get to a point where you might not even need any of these tools. So with this eclipse, what is really powerful is recognizing that you are the main character of your reality. You get to choose the movie that you want to be in. And that's all we really have to do. We can't have multiple, if the manifestations are in conflict, like you can't do both at once, that's the thing. You have to really decide like what your manifestations you really, really want and what you want to focus on creating. Because sometimes we got to switch out the movies, we are the main character. We are the I am. We are recognizing like everything that we are. And if we desire it, we can go towards it. If we're feeling that pull, we can have it. If it's lighting us up internally, that is something that is literally already a part of us. And we just got to select the movie character that we are meant to be to go in towards that thing. So we got to start being that main character. So this eclipse, you can see like, what do you want? What do you desire? What is that big manifestation that you want to bring into your life? And how can you be that now? And what are the ways that aren't incongruent with that? You can just have that deep, deep awareness with this eclipse, and it might come through triggers. Like this is definitely kind of a triggering eclipse. It can just like come right at you, and you can just like, but that's also very helpful because reality is the mirror, and our subconscious isn't conscious until either those triggers come in, or I got into face reading, and you can see like on your face what is all the internal stories that you have been telling yourself, or you get tarot readings or whatever. But you can only see what's in the unconscious when you meditate and bring awareness to it, or it gets triggered up. But at the end of the day, that is helping you. That is helping you remove the block or the program that has been in the way from you going and creating that thing. And I've kind of noticed too, like, when something's triggering, like say someone's being very I noticed, okay, I'm just going to use me for an example. I've noticed I was like kind of triggered by someone being so business minded or whatever. I'm like, does that even really work anymore? And part of it is like, I am really trying to post in authenticity and incongruency with whatever I'm thinking and feeling on a daily basis, because that is, the way of the new earth. Like we want to be just living, loving, laughing, playing, enjoying, and sharing what's on our heart, because we are a channel for source. We are a channel for God. And that is like the best, how we're actually supposed to be living. But at the same time, I realized like maybe I could be a little bit more structured or a little bit more business minded. So your triggers can help you out. To recognize where you already are that, but for whatever was within you is making you recognize that that is actually separate from you. Because with the true sky, we are getting into fifth dimensional energy, and that is just recognizing that you are whole and complete just as you are. right here, right now. So anywhere you're, going inward and saying like having negative self-talk or I can't do that, or, that is something that's not a part of me. That's where you can remember like, oh, you are that, you are also everything. And you get to expand, more of you. So you can manifest whatever you want a lot faster because you are everything. You are unlimited. And it's all about, yeah, just recognizing that, recognizing more of the I am and mastering your awareness to choose whatever you want. Because at the same time, we're getting out of the fourth dimensional trap, which is thinking that we need to heal all the time and that we need to fix ourselves and that we're not already whole and complete. That is actually like self-hatred. That's like us going inward and saying like, oh, we can't do it yet. No, it's not already yours. Like, oh God, like, that's like just going inwards and picking at ourselves. And that's where we can get trapped. That's where we stay in like 4D consciousness instead of getting to that 5D consciousness, recognizing you are whole and complete just as you are right here and right now. And that your passions are your purpose. And you are in the mode to just be a creator. You can be in creator mode now, not reacting mode. And you're recognizing your ability to choose, your ability to just become a master of your consciousness and choose. So yeah, how can you be the main character of your story? That is the most that is the most powerful thing that you can do with this. And just get that deep internal awareness where you have not let yourself be the main character, where you haven't been choosing your passions and your purpose and your desires, and remembering that you don't need to heal anymore. You are whole, you are complete. I mean, yes, we are always going to be becoming aware of our unconsciousness, or where we have been unconscious and where we have been yeah, just the subconscious. The subconscious is always unlimited, but that is always just the opportunity where we can just remember and grow and evolve and expand into more and more of all of that we are. Also, this is kind of like where we're really starting to move from the solar plexus. Because if you guys haven't heard about the solar plexus mutation coming up in 2027, but I've noticed like when I meditate now, like the consciousness is down here. It used to be up here in the mind all the time, but like your conscious awareness, like for me, it's like either like right here or like down in the solar plexus now. So it's very interesting, but that's where it's going to be the most powerful to move from. Instead of going to the mind and thinking everything out and getting stuck in that trap, you bring it down into the body. And you recognize you are whole, you are complete. Your body knows the next best steps to take, in the right here, in the right now, in the present moment. That's all you need to know. Because your higher self has the wide picture of everything. All you have to do is recognize that you chose your main character, you chose your movie. You chose your life mission and your path that you're interested in right now. And you're just going to live in joy, happiness, alignment, and flow, going towards it and having a lot of fun going towards it. Okay, so I'm going to go through all the signs and tell you how you can use this in the best way for you. All right, Leo. Okay, so it's all about you, obviously. I mean, I love this eclipse, and so funny that this eclipse is the one that I haven't freaked out about. I used to get so neurotic about eclipses for a very long time when I first got into astrology and before I, awakened a lot. And yeah, like what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And by the way, it's making a terrible aspect in my chart also. Um, but this eclipse, I've been fine. Like I've been like, okay, like if I go on a fear spiral, fear is an illusion. You know, I've recognized with this eclipse that all fear and lack and survival is false. It's fake. It doesn't exist. And so I did have one crash out where, like, I did feel everything and I let myself feel everything. And that's important, during eclipses, let yourself feel everything. If the volcano needs to blow, let it blow, because that's making room for the new and everything that you truly are. But fear is fake, fear is false. And if you just want to choose peace and alignment and flow, this is the time for it. And that's all you have to do. And then it's just like very peaceful. And yeah, I haven't this has been the least eventful eclipse. And there have been plenty of times where I could have spiraled and freaked out about something or gotten into drama. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. And that's like literally what this eclipse said in my chart. So it's been very nice, just recognizing we are the masters of our lives. We are the creators of our lives. And you just have to realize that. And that's it. You have to choose peace, choose love, choose alignment and flow, and it'll happen. And that's it, And I think that's a major what's kind of happening with this eclipse, because Saturn, Neptune in the 8th house and the 12th house, we're anchored in our core, in our being. We remember, we know who the F we are. And, it's just bringing it back to that and recognizing the power with that, to be the masters of our consciousness and the creators of our reality, to really just slide through the bullshit a lot easier, glide above the bullshit, I guess. So, that's just, I like to talk about like whatever I'm going through, because maybe it'll help one of you guys. But this, is a great time to just let yourself really go within and deepen and, kind of surrender. I also recognize I needed to take a break from social media, especially short form, because, it's just so much noise. And, if you just go within it, you can give yourself so much power. Our awareness is like the sun. And I got this from Leo Skepi, actually. He's really going into like his own consciousness and mastering it. So I like his last 2 episodes, not the most recent one, but the last 2 before that. But our awareness is literally like the sun, and what we're afraid of actually isn't that scary. It's just the unknown. It's what we don't know yet. And when we take the spotlight of our consciousness, of our awareness, and we bring it into the dark, and we just know, we just integrate that story or whatever is within us, that's what we can do. It's like shining a light on the dark, so the monsters aren't actually there, and we can know more of ourselves, and more of what we're at, where we're at, and more of what we want, and so many things. So that's kind of what's a powerful thing to do with this eclipse, because the moon rules the 12th house. So this can bring just a lot of awareness of where we've been moving unconsciously, where we've had a lot of our own internal blocks and limitations, and integrate it fully, and bring our awareness to it so we can expand more so into the I am of everything that we are. Because I've been going back to the past, we are more multidimensional now. So it's we can be the business person, we can be the fun person, we can be the caretaker, we can be the nurturer. This eclipse kind of reminds me of that one song, I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. And it's letting yourself kind of go down memory lane of all the versions of yourselves, just to have that deeper love and understanding and awareness of all of it. And when you just love all of it, then you just you just become more embodied, you become more whole, and you can set yourself free by recognizing what, energies can you play with today, really? That's the thing with becoming more multidimensional, is just recognizing that have you can have more fun just choosing from all of the energies. It's not about limiting yourself or like blocking parts of yourself off. It's like integrating it all and loving all of it. And from there, you just remember more of who you fully are, and then you can be the most powerful. Then you're solid internally. Okay, so divine feminine energy. Yep, divine feminine energy activating for you. And that makes a lot of sense, because this is how you can be powerful moving into these new energies, into the new paradigm. Feminine energy is our core. It's how we can move, from down here, our solar plexus now, telling us what is the next best step, what action to take, what are you inspired by, what lights you up. If it lights you up, if you desire it, that is something you can have. Like literally, that is a part of you. You wouldn't be able to desire it if it wasn't already a part of you. And if you want to choose it, you can choose that timeline, choose that movie, and start being it now. And this could be a massive new beginning on your way to that timeline. And it could happen really fast, because this is a lucky eclipse. I think we're just so in alignment with our higher selves, and that's how you can make quantum moves to go live out that dream. And Jupiter's almost done being Cazimi. So we are lucky in general. We are very lucky. We can just attract so many people, places, things, and opportunities to us if we're internally aligned with it. We're going to choose our movie internally and then get aligned with it. Freedom through faith. Yeah. So if you just get yourself out of all these little loops where we're in fear, scarcity, lack, hanging on to things, trying to control things with the small version of ourselves, instead of handing the control over to our higher selves, our only job is to live in alignment and, just choose, be in abundance, joy, consciousness, so we can receive, so we can take that inspired step, magnetize things to us, receive the right ideas, kind of just live in alignment and flow. And that's how your life can be so magical, and it can be so effortless. And it's so crazy how long this took me. Alignment. It's literally the most important thing, because it doesn't have to be that hard. Like, why do we think our tiny little self has so much control? No, we don't. Okay. What we need to do is we need to just choose our movie that we want to live. And then we hand it over the controls to source, to our higher self, to, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, and live in alignment and flow, going towards that big, beautiful timeline. I'm going to read the moth. The moth always represents, this kind of reminds me, going inward and finding the shiny thing that is within you. So what are the traits that you want to amplify, that maybe you left in the past, that you want to bring back alive now? Or what is that light within you that wants to be illuminated? Whether you want to, be more peace, be more love, be more adventurous, whatever energies you want to start living, whatever manifestation, because manifestation at the end of the day is us wanting to feel a certain way. So how can we be that energy now? How can we amplify that energy now? And when you find that within you and just start living that every day, then it can come to you a lot faster. I calm my thoughts and rise above fear. I free myself above all doubt by entrusting my doubts to source, universe, God. I have faith in the universe's perfect timing and placement. I trust trust divine will, and I find freedom. I don't like saying his will, because God's not a dude in the sky. Anyway, that's my belief. Everyone can have their own belief, but you will find freedom. And this is what I've been kind of going through, is like all the little loops that, I might have gotten stuck in the past. I surrender. I'm like, you know what? Joy, happiness, love, creation, and it ejects you from the loop, and you can just start creating your reality. Just feeling so good in alignment with your divine feminine energy and making magic happen every day. You know, you follow the butterfly, you follow the hummingbird, you follow the signs and synchronicities. And yeah, all right. All right. Thank you so much, Leo. Hi, Virgo. Okay, so I love this eclipse for you because I love the 12th house. You know, this is where you're getting direct access to your higher self and to the quantum realm. And your imagination might just be amplified right now. But at the same time, maybe you're massively clearing out old timelines from the past. It could be past lives. Yeah, weird dreams just coming up. So you recognize whatever's been going on in your subconscious. And that's really helpful to just be able to clear whatever out. And then at the same time, you know, you can just use your vibrant imagination to really connect with that dream life that you really want to be living. The 12th house, sometimes like we just fully recognize what cycles we're done with, you know. You can really have a big epiphany with what cycles you want to end and let it burn away with the phoenix that came out. That's been happening a lot with the earth signs, I recognize, and I love it, you know, because you know when an earth sign is done, an earth sign is done, and it's been time for that thing to be done, whether it is like with a relationship or a job or a certain way of doing things. You can recognize where you have been suppressing yourself or where you've just been allowing this unconscious loop to happen, where you know you can release it, where you are getting more so in alignment with your truer self and who you really are and knowing what you really want and yeah, choosing it, deciding to be it, and making your mind, body in a mirror image of your higher self and of your soul. And that's what we came here to do, is we came here to be more of a mirror image of our best self and our higher self, and release all the human distorted BS that has been holding us back from living out our biggest hopes, dreams, and desires. So very powerful eclipse. Dan, come on. He's like meowing so loud out there. And you know what? Like, you're looking at the future. You could have very big amplified hopes and dreams and visions for the future. So let yourself dream, let yourself imagine, dream bigger, dream, you know, brighter, be unreasonable. If it's what your soul's desires should always be unreasonable. They should never be practical. They should be like you're a kid and you're like so excited for life, and this is the adventure that you want to do. This is how you want to live. This is the life. This is the reality that you want to create. This is the love that you want to live, because I love how Jupiter's making a trine to Saturn and Neptune. You know, love you deciding the life that you want to live and just choosing it. You can go towards it and you can meet a really solid relationship that is a very strong soulmate. So recognize your ability to just choose the reality that you want to create, that you want to manifest, and release anything that's not in alignment with that. Open to the universe. I am discovering my worth, and my ear is ringing too, by the way. My left ear. I met a 3-year-old the other day. She already knows her right and lefts. I'm a little dyslexic, so I don't know my right and lefts. So I always have to think about it for a second longer. Open to the universe. I am discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I am open to the divine in the light of the universe. Yeah, you are remembering that bigger essence of you. You know, Leo is ruling your 12th house. Internally, you are a big, royal, badass bitch or whatever. Like you are like amplified and grand and royal, and you are meant to like dream really big dreams and embody that bigger essence of yourself. And the more that you remember that and let yourself be a little unreasonable, be a little delusional. I don't even like saying delusional anymore, because what is delusional at the end of the day? We are all making this all up anyway. And you just deciding that big story or vision that is really calling your heart. You're getting in tune with your inner prosperity in a big way. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes us whole: mind, body, heart, soul, spirit. Saying it invites us to express ourselves in joy, celebration of abundance and riches, and the universe provides. So this could be a big time where you just like go about your everyday life and you realize where you are stuck in those tiny loops of creation or hinder or just, you know, ways of being that were keeping you stuck in lack, survival, fear. Just choose joy, choose happiness, choose abundance, choose your inner prosperity. And you will become aware of all those things that were kind of limiting you and holding you back. Because let the phoenix burn. You might be just recognizing what needs to end and what old versions of you need to be loved and integrated, but you are choosing the most powerful version of you now. You are becoming the phoenix rising. You are remembering your wings and that you can fly. And whatever you did in the past, you know, you've had a story in the past where you were courageous and bold and just did the thing with no map, no expectations, but you knew because you felt that fire in your soul. That's what you're doing. That's what you're getting into alignment with. But at the same time, it is good to let yourself go inward and kind of wait for the right time. You know, tarantula, don't feel like you need to be busy, doing. The power is inward right now. Going in and remembering, and then waiting for the right time to strike when it feels really right, when that fire goes, when your life force energy is pulling you. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Virgo. Hey Libra. All right. So this is a fun and lucky one because the 11th house is all about your hopes and your dreams and your visions for the future. It's about career gains, you know, your groups, your networks, easy rewards, easy recognition. And yeah, this is a time to plant a seed for something new. You know, you could be going through a deep, like just realization and awareness of what you've accomplished so far and where you're at. And then now it's the time to really get realigned with your passions and your desires and more of what you really want. And that could lead to a lot of career opportunities, actually, because Jupiter's in the 10th house, squaring or trining Saturn and Neptune in the 6th. You know, you could just be working easier, not harder. Harder, not smarter. What? Okay, sorry. You know that you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, working just smarter, not harder. Oh my God. Okay. Because with Jupiter in the 10th house too, you could easily be getting you know, just getting really inspired with your legacy and your long-term goals. And, you know, do you want to start a family? Do you want to do what you're really passionate about and start earning money from that? You know, you could start your own business easily. You could align with your dream career during this time. But ultimately, what do you desire? What do you want? This is a great time to really plant that to internally, you know, get ready for that, internally adjust, become the main character of your story and become that person that is going to line up with that dream. And it could easily happen. over the next 6 months, or you could easily just go along onto that trajectory. So yeah, dream big. This is the time to dream bigger than ever before. Your soul's dreams are never small. If you're trying to be practical, have small, reasonable dreams, that's not your soul. You need to expand, like get into your inner child. Dream bigger, dream, just way brighter. And just remember more of what you came here for and what you came here to do. What are the ways that you can live more authentically, more from your heart and your passions and what you truly do want in life. And yeah, you just got to get into that internal vision with what you want and move from there. Live in alignment, live in flow, going towards it. So return to the heart. I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul. The present moment, I calm my thoughts, I focus on my heart, and I find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find my peace in inner silence. So yeah, this is going to be a good time to really go inward and align with your heart in a powerful way. And where is it guiding you? Where are you passionate? Where is your passion directing you to? Where is your desires pointing you towards? Because for some of you, some of your gifts are probably coming online. The nightingale always reminds me of Adele because she has this gene key in her throat. I forget, I think it's 22, gate 22, gene key 22, but it's the nightingale. And some of you might have gifts and talents that can propel you towards your dreams and, what you're actually supposed to be doing out in the world, because our natural gifts and talents are a part of our purpose and what we're supposed to be doing. And maybe you shut some of them down in the past. There's ways that we dim our gifts and talents because we want to fit in or whatever. But those could be just coming alive again. And, this is just bringing a lot of beauty into the dark. Your internal world could be really lighting up with, what you're really passionate about and what you're being called towards. Compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so unconditional love can flow from source through our heart into the world. This could be a time where you're just outgrowing, maybe certain friendships or groups that you've been in because you're aligning with your truer desires. And it's fine to let that evolution happen. It all happens from compassion and unconditional love and appreciation for everyone's journey. And it's all about letting everyone grow and evolve and go towards our own individual heart's desires and aligning with the right people along the way, because at the same time, dynamic came in, and there are relationships that are dynamic and a part of your purpose, and a part of just where you want to go, where you want to manifest, whatever you want to create next. And they are going to be very collaborative with you. They are probably going to be soul relationships. There's those relationships that are there's a lot of synergy. You meet them right place and right time. You're, working together. You're going to boost each other up. You can accomplish a lot more than you would individually. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin frequencies. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease and grace and joy. So some of you also might just be finding this. The 11th house is always multi-dimensional energy. And that's the times we're in right now, is bringing that higher 5D energy and consciousness into our bodies so we can create our hopes and our dreams. We have the template. We have to have the consciousness within us. So we put the template down in our reality. And it's always a friction between the old and going towards the new. But you have to be the abundance consciousness. You have to be the joy. You have to be whatever energy you want more of. So you put that template down and start creating from that. You know, if you want those unconditionally loving relationships, you have to put that, like, hold unconditional love within you so you can put it down, put down the template. You are holding the template if you are here. So you hold that energy within you and you're like, unconditional love, and it starts going all your relationships towards unconditional love. Same with abundance. You be the abundance consciousness, and everyone starts recognizing, okay, there's always more than enough to go around. We can all inspire and uplift each other. We are all reaching higher than we ever have before. And the more everyone has that mindset, the more like just abundance and creativity that is just absolutely limitless can start to anchor into our reality. So I love that. That's very exciting. Definitely follow your heart. Speak up too. You know, I think your voice you can maybe be a leader, or you can maybe guide certain people, or maybe you're meant to share your voice online or to a certain group or to a crowd. And share your gifts and follow your heart. All right. Thank you so much, Libra. And if you would like to work with me or shift your internal world, check out the links down below. Hi, Scorpio. So this eclipse is happening in your 10th house, and you could be getting aligned with, you know, your legacy, your career, your long-term dreams and goals and visions for your life. And yeah, this could be a pivot for sure. You know, with this, you could be going deep and internal and having realizations of what you actually want to be doing and where you really want to go. This eclipse is planting the seed. So you getting internally aligned with what you want, where you want to go next, you'll know what you want to release moving forward. And this could just be a certain way of being out in the world. Maybe you're releasing old roles, old identities that, you know, served you well in the past, but it's not the most empowering identity for you now. I love Liz Taylor. I mean, that she's amazing. I can't believe, because she has a Scorpio moon. That's why I'm bringing it up right now. But the way she transformed and learned how to transform herself so many times all the way throughout her life, and be so powerful throughout it all. Every single reinvention, power, 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 power. And that's really where you can be the most powerful, is letting yourself shed the skin of the old and, you know, knowing what you want and what you desire next. Scorpion. Yeah. And the Scorpion comes out when sometimes we can be testy if our life force energy is calling us, you know, to just really, you have a lot of life force energy and it's not going towards your dreams and desires. That's when the Scorpion stinger might want to come out and sting. So if you get triggered, you know, it could be just in general or at work or whatever, get awareness of the trigger. What is the trigger trying to show you? Do you want to be more powerful? Do you want to live your life in a different way? Do you want this certain, you know, desire? You can have it. If you desire it, if it's lighting you up internally, it is already a part of you. It is already yours. You just have to give yourself permission to choose it and to know that you're going to be going towards it, living in alignment and flow. Some of you, this is a great time. If any of you are very creative, you could be getting a massive creative boost, and this would be the time to try something different. You know, you could be putting works out that are more authentic, more vulnerable, more from your heart, and really just letting yourself, like, share yourself to the world, taking off more of the mask, because that's what's so magnetic moving into this new era, is just living in congruence and authenticity with who you truly are, regardless of societal standards or rules or whatever externally, and just feeling the freedom and the love to be that full version of you, that multidimensional version of you. There could be parts of you that you left in the past that you want to bring online right now and back alive. And yeah, it's all about letting yourself do that, letting yourself expand fully into everything that you are. This people talk about the South Node like releasing, but how you release it is you just actually integrate it. It's unconditional love. We are everything already. And it's just about recognizing our awareness to expand into everything that we are and choose what we want and what energies we want to create from. So, universal love, the frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. Yeah, some of you could just be expanding so much right now, like kind of at a pinnacle in some point, and you are just seeing what else you can create, and you're getting really fired up like that or by that. Wake up every day with dreams and goals and imaginations. Your soul's dreams are always way bigger than they're not practical ever. So letting yourself dream really, really big, waking up every day just inspired by yourself and what you're ready to go create, and expanding more into love so you can see all the abundant opportunities that want to come your way. But you being unconditional love out in the world and you just having a wide open heart is naturally going to magnetize people, opportunities, and things towards you. So you can just live in alignment and flow, receiving the right ideas, just going in the right direction, and yeah, making life magical and making life fun. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. Yeah, this could be a time where you're just, we're always integrating the unconscious and just loving all aspects of yourself, even if like sometimes I can be neurotic. I gotta love that version of myself because that's how I've gone on this whole long investigation of astrology and life and blah 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 and whatever else I've been interested in. And it's a part of my goodness, actually. So the shadow is the gift. Recognize where you might have shoved something into the shadow where it's actually your gift that is coming alive right now and it's awakening your heart. The Merkaba, the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to the Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present moment to serve our highest purpose. So connecting with your higher self on a daily basis would be very, very powerful because your higher self is like the tree that holds all the knowledge and wisdom of all your past lifetimes, and you just connecting to that lets you absorb whatever you need to know right here, right now. And yeah, letting yourself kind of go up in dimension and being a little multi-dimensional. So you can anchor that consciousness here because that's the times we're moving into. We want to be the joy. We want to be the abundance consciousness. So we can put the templates down and start creating from that abundant energy, from abundance, from unconditional love. Oh yeah, with Jupiter in the ninth house too, you easily have access to your higher self and to your more multi-dimensional aspects and more or multi-dimensional information. So get into your Merkaba and receive whatever you need to receive. Develop that strong connection with your higher self. All right, Scorpio, thank you so much. And if you would like a reading, or if you would like to work with me, or if you would like to shift your internal world, check out my links down below. Sagittarius, we're probably feeling the fire finally. I feel like this eclipse is the spark that the fire signs really needed. Then whale comes out. That's funny. To really start moving. And I think we'll be feeling this more and more as we, get this energy going. And then Jupiter in Leo is actually, or Jupiter in the real sky is actually entering Leo September 5th. So we'll really feel it then. But the ninth house is a fun house. You know, it's the Sagittarius house. It's all about fun, travel, expansion, adventure, optimism. It's about your purpose, and your passion is your purpose, and really aligning with that in a new way. And you might see where a change needs to happen. Because, you know, we do have desires and a purpose of the past or whatever. But this life, we will forever be growing and expanding and, you know, just into more and more and more real spirituality and real, you know, just like expansion is just including all of that you are. It's not limiting, it's not boxing yourself in, it's not, you know, taking parts away. It's having awareness of all of yourself and everything that you are, and adding and expanding into all of life. And that's how you can enjoy life. I mean, have you ever met a Sagittarius that said, "No, I'm done like expanding." You know, like that's not a thing. So you could be getting that boost. Well, maybe one. I know maybe one or two, but you could be getting a new seed, like a new inspiration, a new vision, a new dream. And you can internally see right now where you haven't been letting yourself live out your biggest, wildest dreams. Because we want to dream big. You know, the soul's dreams are always going to be big and expansive and unreasonable. So, where can you have that unreasonable vision for your life, and where can you just choose it and let yourself start going towards it? Because that's where you'll learn all the lessons, really. You know, you don't need to learn a bunch of things or, well, anyway, I don't know. Like life, I feel like life, the ninth house is powerful with life experience. But okay, so it also could be a new beginning with spirituality or learning something new, higher education, um, or maybe you're just traveling. This could be a new beginning with traveling somewhere to foreign countries to learn so much more. And that's my favorite way to learn. I've traveled so much as a kid and in life in general. And it really like there's something like with being in a different culture that you gain so much more from. It's kind of like you energetically pick up more information, and yeah, more information, more vibes. Vibes are information, with what you truly like, you know, what you truly needed to know. So yeah, where are you being called? And at the same time, you're returning to your heart. You're going inward. I return to light and stick to the essential for my soul, the present moment. I am, or I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and my space to be, where my light, one second, why is this hard? Okay. I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul. The present moment, I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace in inner silence. So at the end of the day, it is always powerful, you know, to go inward, you know, to recognize the greatness that you already are. You actually don't need to go anywhere. And a lot of the times when we think we need to seek and go outside of us or go on an adventure or whatever, it's actually literally all within. And you can like just go inward and discover like more of yourself, the trunk of the tree, the I am. You know, you easily are connected to your higher self right now, and you can, you know, embody your higher self every day, make your higher self a mirror image, mind and body, soul, to achieve what you came here to achieve, and to also receive the information from whatever past lifetime that you need in this present moment. Because whale, going deep. This kind of reminds me of Jupiter in the eighth house, going deep into within again, like that Scorpio depth that you get from that. You know, you just go deep internal, like all the way to your core. And what do you really care about? What do you really desire? What really matters to you? And this could be a time where you cut out a lot of noise, you know, and that's super powerful because when you cut out a lot of noise, one sec. Oh, oh God, I gotta pause it. Sorry, I was sick all last week. So this could be a time where you just prioritize your desires and you have your vision. You know what you want to manifest. And anything that's not that, it's time to release it. And you being able to release it will free you. And it gets your awareness focused on where you actually want to go, what you actually want to do. And then you have so much power anchored into the present moment. So you can make quantum moves because the North Node in Aquarius, you can make quantum moves towards your hopes and dreams and desires. But it's all about letting yourself get focused towards that and not being afraid to make the changes. But if you desire something, that is a part of you. If it lights you up internally, that is yours. You know, it's connected to you. You can have it. So dream big, dream bigger, and realize like you already have the information that you need and everything that you need inside of you already to go towards that thing. Change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever, changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. So yeah, loving all aspects of yourself is actually what integrates everything. You know, it's not about releasing old aspects of yourself. It's loving it and then recognize your ability to choose from so much more of everything that you already are, because you already are it. You are limitless. You are abundance at your core. You are whole. You are complete. And yeah, release anything that's telling you, oh, beliefs. That's the message that's trying to come through. Any beliefs or programs that are telling you that you aren't, because that's just false. That's literally an illusion. I don't know what's going on with me with this reading. But yeah, so return to your heart. Know that you are everything already. You are connected to your desires. And you got to trust. You got to hold the faith, hold the vision, and let the universe show you the way. All right, Sagittarius, if you would like to shift your internal world or work with me, check out my links down below. Hi, Capricorn. Okay, so this is in the 8th house. And you know what? Because I've been dealing with a lot of Capricorns lately. You got to feel deeply. You got to feel intensely. All those emotions are really telling you something. It's activating more of who you truly are. It's bringing your awareness into the dark, into the shadow, so you remember who you truly are and more of your power. And it's all about feeling everything and not suppressing any of your power. And at the end of the day, power, you know, was kind of taught wrong. Like power is actually love, unconditional love. The more that you can just have unconditional love for yourself, the more you can have unconditional love for others. And that's where the real power is. And you can see everything that needs to transform from that place, whether it is limiting beliefs or mindsets. It could be relationships. It could be a certain way of being out in the world. You know, maybe you've been moving and being a certain way for a while, but this is a time where you can make like a quick transformation, really. Like you have this internal transformation that is so deep and so intense, and you're letting the fire burn away. I'm mentioning the tropical chart because that's kind of what's happening right now. It's like burning away because you're feeling like very just solid internally, and you know what needs to happen. And you might know exactly where you've been suppressing yourself with the peacock that comes out. You know, maybe you know, expressing ourselves in who we truly are at a soul level, like not being afraid to be unique or dress differently, dress more like who we authentically are. And let yourself peacock and get out there. But you can be really just internally aware of what you want and what you desire. And sometimes emotions can come up like jealousy or those heavier emotions that we suppress because we're like, oh, that's ugly. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, put that back down. But that's coming up to make you recognize more of yourself and what you want. And yeah, it's important to let yourself do that. So this could be a seed planted for financial abundance, limitless. You are a rich person now, and you just have to decide that. And then, all those limiting money blocks can be released. You have the best relationships, intimacy, and those deep conversations and unconditional love is so easy for you. You are the one that is holding unconditional love and putting that template down so all your relationships can evolve into unconditional love. This could be a time where you just do a deep discovery into yourself. Know thyself. There's a lot of power with that. You can know your tropical chart, which is how you become a leader, how you step into the most powerful version of yourself. And knowing your true sky chart, that's you getting in touch with source and everything that you are. It's like opening the flow of everything that you are so you can live in coherence and synchronicity and in alignment with that higher aspect of you. Same with human design. They have regular human design that's kind of like the tropical chart. Then they have cosmic human design. You can look into all that stuff. And sometimes I needed to do that because I needed to remember really who I was. And that can really help. So you kind of read these things and it resonates with you at that deeper level. And you can get back to who you were before the programming and all of that. And that can be a very powerful thing. Isolation can be great during this time, like going inward and instead of outward, really connecting to yourself and your heart. So the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so we can include them in our reality. And how we become more multidimensional is loving all aspects of ourselves. Unconditional love for all of us. It's not about releasing. It's not about taking away. It's not about limiting ourselves. Unconditional love for everything that we are. And that's what opens up your awareness and connects you to everything that you fully are. Gratitude. I am aware of the light in my life. I direct my thoughts to the beauty in and around me. I give thanks to God sorry, I just realized Dan came up here. Yeah, Dan, and then he left. Okay. I give thanks to the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, source, the force, for every little thing that brings me joy. Thus, I enlighten my thoughts. Riches surround me, and I appreciate all that life brings to me. Yeah, having gratitude for everything is literally what transmutes all those heavier emotions that you don't like, because you could be reflecting back to past experiences or, whatever, just like having these emotions and you don't need to mentally process it out. You just need to feel it and then have more gratitude and love for yourself. And that's what strengthens your signal. Because I love the 8th house at the end of the day, because it makes you able to be so authentic with yourself and with the world. And you can become so much more psychic when you do that. And, you just kind of let yourself embody more of yourself and strengthen your signal and access to all that you are. Choice. I choose serenity, light, and positive energy. No matter what I go through, I choose happiness. I rise above fear and direct my thoughts to God. So that's the thing. Like the 8th house, we can have traumas and we either choose to be the bad guy or we choose to love and release it and, just be more love and be that person that we wish, that other person could have been, or like our caretakers could have been, or any of the harsh lessons that we go through in life. It's like, okay, then you can be that person now. You can be the love. You can be the generosity. You can be the abundance. And when you choose that and you choose love, happiness, joy, and expansion, It's going to let you rise into those higher timelines. And yeah, so you can receive more so from your higher self and more of that creative energy and all that you are, so you can start creating all the abundance that you could ever desire. All right, thank you so much, Capricorn. And if you would like to work with me or shift your internal world, check out my links down below. Hi, Aquarius. How is it going? Okay. So, yeah, your relationships are changing and you are getting aligned with strong relationships. You're also at the same time going through a reflection with your relationships. You could be really thinking back deep into the past. Relationships from the past could be coming back. Just going through this deep internal awareness and understanding of who you've been and who are the relationships in your life and how can things be balanced out moving forward. Because you are growing and evolving and maybe expressing yourself in different ways and letting your multidimensional self fully anchor down here, which is, everything that you are. It could be in all versions of you. And I recognize, or that's what's been really powerful with this eclipse for me, is just recognizing all versions, that I've been in the past. The business version, the one that had more fun, the nurturer, the caretaker, all versions of you in the past, and just bringing it all here, right now. And who are the relationships that, appreciate that? You might be letting go during this time or seeing who you need to let go of. This is just an evolutionary journey that we're going through. And sometimes people are in our lives for a little bit, for a season. And then, new people can come into our lives, which are very empowering and uplifting. And they're boosting you towards your hopes and your dreams and, what you really want in life and your vibe in and, maybe their soul family. And there's just a synergy with you guys. So yeah, and then, this is a great time to really get into that internal alignment so you can manifest a really strong love in, because this is a seed being planted. So what do you want your relationships to look like? Whether it is friendship, business, clients, you can make your clients your best friends. You have the best friendships. You're in the best relationship. You want to manifest in the love of your life. You want your relationship to be more passionate. Whatever you want your relationships to be like, you internally decide and see where internally you weren't deciding that right now. And your external world can adjust for that. So know who you are and know who you want to be and know what you want your relationships to look like. And this can be a very powerful transformation. So acceptance. I accept every step that life presents me without resistance. I try to find out what the universe is trying to teach me so that I can grow. Thus I advance in freedom on my path in life. So yeah, this relationships can come in as a mirror at this time because relationships are always a mirror. Everything in reality is literally a mirror. But that can be showing you exactly what you need to know that's internally that has been blocking you from whatever, like say someone comes in with like a certain type of relationship pattern, like someone's a narcissist or something, and you have to deal with a big narcissist. See how things can evolve differently, I guess. And you can resolve that energy within you and forgive the narcissist of the past so you can like stop attracting in that kind of relationship. But forgiveness and compassion for whatever relationships in the past will release that energy and that frequency from you so you don't attract that in anymore. It is all about bringing it back into unconditional love and acceptance internally so you can, start becoming a magnet towards the better things. Authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So yeah, you are stepping into more of your power and, you know, Pluto in your first house in tropical, power is unconditional love. You know, we've been taught what power is and authority is, you know, in the distorted way here to keep us disabled. But you want to, you know, the more that you just choose unconditional love, the more you align with the force that everything is literally made of. And you are just empowering yourself with everything that is to live in flow and alignment and true power. And that's what can give you a lot of authority. Ooh, 10-10 or 10. I've been seeing a lot of 10-10 lately. So you can be very quantum right now. You could easily select another timeline, and it's all about recognizing the I am and your infinite creative potential. And that if you desire something, there is like a version of you that actually has that. So you can choose that. That's all you have to do. You just have to choose that. Then you have to let yourself become the version of yourself that's in that reality and live in alignment and flow and peace and love and joy to flow into that timeline. So if you want to get married, you set that intention. If you want to have a passionate love of a lifetime. I just watched Cleopatra with Elizabeth Taylor and Tim Burton. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I just saw that movie for the first time. Like, that is such a good movie. And wow, their love was, of course, spicy and tumultuous. Like, they were definitely twin flames. Definitely twin flames. So be careful with the twin flame relationship. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen from that. But once you get to a certain point, then it can be less triggering. And that's all about getting to that. It's all about getting to that point, of course. So something internally, crocodile came out, something internally might be coming alive within you right now. And I kind of want to read this because I haven't gotten the crocodile in a while. And also, I think we're in higher energies, getting to higher energies finally, where that twin flame connection might not be as triggering. You know, and especially either way, you got to do internal work. But yeah, compared to where they were in the past, like the energies are less dense. Okay. So resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, actions, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing, and building the next energy. Fill up the vital reserves to your next move to come from a place of wisdom and power. So yeah, eclipses can be chaotic, and this one's at an angle, so it can be more tumultuous than normal. And it's all about really just letting yourself go inward and let the storm happen internally. So you have that wisdom and that internal power. And you make the bigger changes after the eclipse. Don't rage quit. Don't like file for divorce or don't like, you know, jump to things. Because eclipses are all about stirring up what has been stagnant. So you can go through this deeper internal realization and awareness. Let me get one more animal card. That's what I feel like doing. Horse almost came out. That's like being steady and consistent with your intuition. Dragon. I knew another powerful card was coming out. So dragon, your divine feminine energy could be majorly like activated right now. And that is your creative life force energy. And we're at a time right now where we're feeling everything. And it's important to let your life force flow because, yeah, feeling, the more you can feel everything more deeply, more intensely, the more beautiful and vibrant life gets, and the more access you have to everything that you are. And the more you can just move intuitively and create more and live easy, like more in alignment and flow. And yeah, it's all about letting the life force really come alive. It's the third chakra, solar plexus. Yeah, and that's how it lets you go through that solar plexus mutation that we're all going through. But you can start moving from your solar plexus. Your awareness is in your body now, and it will be more and more for everyone. But that's going to guide you. That is your higher self. That is your true self. So the dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our birth, before our first breath, and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look into the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and we traverse even the most difficult terrain. The dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not recognize beauty in the world, their Agni is dim, their life force energy, the emotions that need to go rampant in chaos until you get to this place of always choosing internal peace. Describe as the inner fire or sacred intelligence. It's funny, I had a screen name with Agni before. Described as inner fire or sacred intelligence, may even just mention the dragon stir. The embers of intelligence are within you. I knew this message was coming out. So yeah, you are starting to move from this higher intelligence that we're all being activated into. And it is that divine feminine energy. It is your higher self. It is the version of you that knows your entire life, knows every part of you, knows your highest direction and path. So it's good to realize that's where your authority is going to be, getting into that unconditional love and letting yourself be guided in the new way. Move from the new way, moving from your core, choosing your dreams, choosing your desires, then letting that source intelligence guide you in the right direction. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much. And if you would like to shift your internal world, or if you would like to work with me, check out my links down below. Hi, Pisces. Okay, so this is a new beginning in your sixth house, which is, kind of the mundane house. It is your routines, it's your everyday life, habits, work. What do you do in your everyday life? What are the things that you need to do that, kind of builds this structure in your life that is good for health, wealth, prosperity, fitness, everything in your life. So you can really build for the long term. And this could be a time where you're kind of going through an evolution with this. The North Node in your 12th house is kind of maybe awakening you to more of your higher self. And when that happens, we do change our life a lot. Usually, actually, we get away from routines completely because it can be so limiting. You have a set of things you need to do and you write a list or whatever, but you prioritizing living in flow, living in peace, living in happiness and joy and in alignment lets you kind of go through this evolution in a way that keeps you less restricted, because otherwise we can be so control-based and locked into our routines and habits and whatever. We can be doing things in such a closed circle, closed loop that is just like actually doing things from a mind energy of lack, fear, control, scarcity, all these lower energies that doesn't allow us to propel into higher energies a lot faster and to propel towards our dreams a lot faster. So see where you can maybe release doing things in a way that was maybe a little limiting. And by you having the consciousness within you of joy, abundance, happiness, love, whatever you want to feel more often on a daily basis, that, and that will lead towards better health and you taking care of yourself naturally, then things can flow a lot easier. This could be a big new beginning where you do start taking care of your health in a different way. Maybe you are ready for a new job. This could be a great time to start a new job, start a new career path, start your own business. Maybe you've been wanting to follow this passion and this desire of making money because in a certain way because you've seen somebody else do it. And if you feel the desire to live that kind of life, to be an influencer or to make money, however, whatever you saw, or you can do it. If you desire it, you can do it. If it lights you up internally, you can do it. So how do you want to live your everyday life? And yeah, I love how the butterfly came out because you're going through a transformation. It's like where you were maybe a caterpillar stuck in the mud, kind of like trudging along. You're seeing where you can actually fly through life and have a lot more fun and wonder and beauty and aliveness every single day. And it's just like giving yourself permission to do that. Peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find my inner silence become a manifestation of peace. So, how we do get out of karma, because the sixth house can be where we're just stuck in relationships or karma, loops or whatever. Ways of being that is, karma. It's heavy, it's dense, it's not us living with more freedom, fun, and excitement. And by you just choosing peace and internal peace every single day, that's literally fear is an illusion. That's what I realized with this eclipse, because I used to be so neurotic with eclipses, and this one looks bad in my chart. It actually looks like, it could be bad. But I just decided to choose peace every day. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing inspiration. I'm choosing creator mode. And then every single time I might have spiraled or overreacted with a certain situation or gotten into the drama, like I didn't, so it didn't, you can literally just choose peace and it untangles you from all the karma that you might have gotten stuck in. You just choose peace, unconditional love, moving from your core and your essence of who you truly are. And that's when beauty can just happen every single day. And it's when your world can expand. It's like being stuck down here where you were very linear. Now you're very quantum just by choosing peace. Alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of magic that we all hold inside. We know, sorry, we know, okay. Each one of us has the potential to access this ancient knowledge that allows the true alchemist to perform miracles of transmutation. And that's what it is. We are learning how to scale the vibrational scale, to scale all of our emotions. And the better we become at alchemy, the easier, the more power we have, the easier it is to just navigate in our reality, the easier it is to get unstuck from anything. And so we can get back to making quantum moves. So alchemy is the name of the game. Belief. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and our talents and a strong connection to source. So yeah, that'll give you a stronger connection to source where you are just more in tune with the belief of what life you want to live, what you want to create, where you're supposed to be going, how you can just live a magical life every freaking day. And that's it. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Pisces. And if you would like to work with me, check out my links down below. And if you would like to shift your internal world, check the link down below. Hi, Aries. Okay, this is a fun one. This is happening in your fifth house of love, creativity. It's your passions. It's where your heart is calling you. It's romance. It's your manifestation, really, because wherever your heart is calling you, is where you can manifest and create more things. Like living in alignment with your heart and with your soul is how you can make your most abundant and expansive life. So passion is the name of the game. Passion is your purpose. And where is your passion calling you now? Because a new seed is being planted, and you could be going through this very deep internal alignment, reflecting back on the past. And have you been listening to your heart? How can you listen to your heart even more? How can you just unlock yourself and amplify yourself in more unconditional love, so you can be a magnet to, everything that you want, all your desires, all the, any relationships that you want. And so you can open up this endless tap of creative flow within you, so you can, yeah. And if you want to be, one sec. If you want to get pregnant, this could be a time where some of you are getting pregnant, starting a family. If you want to start some sort of new creative endeavor, this is the time to do it. Any new manifestation. And what else? Yeah, if you just, this would be a good time, like if you haven't been creating at all, to start creating, because this can get you in flow mode, and this can just start getting you moving into higher directions and into higher energies. So you can just like start to flow onto your highest timelines and having a lot more fun in life. Go towards your passion, go towards whatever is lighting you up. And that's important, because look at the snake. The snake will eat its own tail if it has no creativity to expend itself on. So you have an abundance of creativity right now. So creating something, manifesting, whatever, like you need to be doing it. You need to be having fun. You need to be prioritizing your fun, because that is leading you towards, just everything that you are meant to be going towards and everything that you want. And at the same time, you might be going through this kind of renewal of creative energy, and really unblocking your creative energy where you might have had any blocks. One sec, let me take a sip of water. Sorry. Expansion of home could definitely be happening, whether you're moving, whether you're expanding your family. If you want to renovate your house, if you want to move and live somewhere different. But yeah, dream big, get into your inner child and go through this inner child boost. That's how you can manifest really easily, getting into your inner child, dreaming bigger, because that's a soul dream when you can dream reasonably big and like have no limits with it. Dream that big childish dream, so you can get into alignment with where you are meant to be going and start creating the life of your dreams and what you truly want, whatever it looks like. It doesn't have to be big and grandiose, obviously, but what life do you really want to live? Fertility. Fertility invites us to be more open, courageous, more creative, more joyful than we were before. What a perfect card. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a grander expression of ourselves. So letting yourself just be fun, joyful, and playful on a daily basis will kind of tap you into whatever creative energies and whatever wants to be birthed through you during this time. And it'll birth, and when we let ourselves create, we can let ourselves tap into our higher selves and embody our higher selves a lot easier, because we start to remember what we came here to do, and we just expand and embody more of our consciousness, and it makes us magnetic. And that's how we turn that life force energy on, and we're always going towards like beautiful things and creating our lives in a magical way. So this is the next level of doing that. Prioritize your fun. Inner work. God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware of my weaknesses, I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns into courage. Thus, I get stronger. Yeah. So this could be a time where you're just recognizing deeper aspects of yourselves, your gifts. The gifts is always in the shadow, and you're just feeling on fire and ready to just amplify those. Like, why were you suppressing those? Why were you limiting yourself? Why were you limiting your expression? Whatever, you are seeing where, you can just become brighter internally, and you just can become a light out in the world. And you were meant to live the lucky girl life. You were meant to have a lucky girl syndrome, or be abundance in, just like, I'm trying to think of that one saying. You get paid to exist. Yeah. You get paid to exist, and you're just finding that inner light within you where everything can just happen with ease and excitement and fun. But some of you might be going through a Kundalini awakening, and this is setting you off on a Dharma timeline. Letting this life force energy and your creative energy flow is giving you that Kundalini awakening and lighting you up. And, it'll evolve you out of a lot of cycles where you are maybe stuck. So you can just live in more joy every day, more aliveness, more ecstasy, more flow. Let me read this stingray. Developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. What a perfect card. Okay, the Stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the Stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and make decision and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends make the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, that it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again. As the force of Dharma grows within, the stingray is too strong to ignore. So yeah, that life force energy, you want to go towards the unfamiliar. You want to grow, you want to expand, you want to be vibrant and alive. And it includes getting out of your comfort zone, because your soul always wants to grow and expand. And there's pressure when we don't let ourselves do that, when we're being called to do that. So recognize that agitation and that pressure within you. It wants to create something. It wants you to go live your best life. It wants you to manifest and recognize you're the creator of your reality. I'm speaking to myself. I have my sun and Jupiter in Aries in the true sky. So I'm like, and I love being in my comfort zone, but yep, this is the time to go out and expand. All right, Aries, thank you so much. And if you would like to work with me or shift your internal world, check out the links down below. Hi, Taurus. Okay, so this is a new beginning in your fourth house, which is home, family, foundation. This could be a big release of just old family, dense stuff, old family programs, or whatever you're finished with, like being the black sheep, breaking out of the family lineage once again into higher levels of creation. What do they call it? Let's see, ancestral. Anyway, elevating the ancestry line is what you're doing. And you can go through a deep realization with this new moon, this eclipse, with what patterns you can break out of. And it's so crazy. Like, you do get deeper and deeper and more awareness, as you go along, to like all the, little ancestral ways that you can heal the lineage and heal the DNA and do things differently than, everyone's done it in the past. And your ancestors can come and help you during this time. And you could be getting an elevated boost to just break out of those cycles. And this is an internal foundation realignment too. You could be getting just internally realigned with the core of who you truly are. And, remembering all versions of you, who you were in the past, past roles and identities that you've taken on. Maybe, you were a business person, then you were a caretaker, then you were a nurturer, then you had a lot more fun. And it's all about kind of integrating all of those versions of you now. It's not like cutting away, it's not limiting yourself. It's just having awareness of all of you and the multidimensional aspects of you too. And just letting yourself be all of it now, so this could be a great time for just like more embodiment, more integration of everything that you are, the whole I am that you are. So it's a great time to connect with your higher self every day, to do that deep introspective work, and just remember everything that you are powerful, you are unlimited, and you are connected to everything, and everything that you desire, you are connected to. That's the only way. If you're lit up by that, that is already yours. That's the only way you could get that tug, that magnetic pull. That's the only way you could be lit up by it, is if that was a potential. And you going through this internal realignment can really pivot you out in the world in such a unique, different way that is so in alignment with you and who you really are. Because you can take, your hopes, you can be looking at your big hopes and dreams and visions and just have so many like mental breakthroughs with how to do that, how to achieve that, random connections coming in, maybe a new way to do social media, or just different things. And if you're writing anything, if you're blogging, writing anything, creating anything in your daily life, then it can easily flow out of you right now with Jupiter in the third house. So let yourself kind of, go through these deeper realizations, and you can get really, really powerful and know the parts of you that you want to amplify. You're becoming that shiny light internally. And it's just recognizing your own light so you can be the light and show the world your light. Okay, so realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. Yeah, so you going through this deep realization is making you realize how you can be that highest expression of you. And our expression is always growing and evolving. The ways that we embody our higher self is always growing and evolving. And it's just you're seeing how you can be more open-hearted and just, more ways that you can be the light out in the world. Butterfly. I like the butterfly because it's kind of like you're getting out of your cocoon where everything was mush before. You were mush. You had to completely go through this readjustment in your internal body. And that's actually what happens with the spiritual awakening, where our body literally transforms. If you have a Kundalini awakening, your body's going to transform. Like it's physical. Like old programs are in the body, and you have to let the energy move through you in a different way. So it releases the old programs. And so you can go through this really physical transformation. And then you can fly. So maybe some of you are going just through that internal transformation right now. Realize it's so you can fly. It's so you can see beauty out in the world every day. So you can feel so alive and so vibrant and free, and see life with a whole different lens, because that's what happens when you go up in consciousness. Passions. You're going to be prioritizing your passions. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotions lies a hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in the finding balance. I'm just laughing because finding the balance within this intensity moves us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. So passion is your life force energy, and it's about you choosing your passion over and over and over again and going towards it. So you just satisfy your soul. So you go towards your purpose. So you go towards what you're really here to do. Family or something or close relationships can be coming in during this time to just trigger you, but realize that's igniting you. That's igniting you into what you truly want, into the change you want to make, into recognizing more of your power so you can step into more of that sovereign role. And when you allow yourself to do that, you find that this inner peace and calm. It's choosing your passion, knowing who you are, knowing how you're going to be fulfilled and how you want to live your life. And then from there, you get a lot of calm with just letting yourself do that. And then goodness, I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and feed on the positive. Thus, I free myself, allow my goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and others. So yeah, more growth is happening with just finding goodness in everything and everyone. We are source, like everything in your reality is within you. And that's why it's powerful just to love everybody. Because if you love everything and everybody, and the more that you love everything and everybody in your world, then the more abundance comes to you, the more all the good things come to you, because you're actually transforming your internal world into more goodness. And that's how abundance can really come in. And I think that will kind of upgrade your masculine energy in a whole new way. Oh, wait. I don't know what this gazelle actually isn't masculine energy, but I said it for a reason. But the gazelle it's a very unique creature out in the it has spots, it's long-legged, it's elegant, it's graceful. Yeah, I think you're figuring out a way to, be more graceful and in your peace out in the world and just be appreciated for the beauty that you naturally are and for the beauty that you can even create. All right, thank you so much, Taurus. And if you would like a reading or if you would like to shift your internal world, check out my links down below. Hi, Gemini. So this is happening in your third house, and I love that. The third house is very powerful. It is where we fully get into the present moment. And this could be the next level of you recognizing and, up leveling your awareness and just like realizing the power of the present moment and, the I am and just the present moment of pure potential in the infinity that you really are. And it's kind of crazy when you just slow down and you hone the present moment in more and more and more and more. Like you recognize how powerful you really are. Not your awareness in the future, not the awareness in the past, not your mind, your thoughts over there, not your emotions over there. Everything, mind, body, spirit, soul, present moment. And you get so powerful. You have so much more access to your whole higher self and I am pillar. And you can just download whatever information whenever you need it. So this could be a whole new beginning of you maybe releasing stuff in your everyday life. What do you do in your everyday life that might be taking your, awareness elsewhere? Where can you be a little bit more present? Where can you stop, maybe not scroll so much, or all the little ways that we can, because I don't scroll anymore because and I only like paying attention to a couple creators because our attention is powerful. Our focus is our energy. Wherever energy attention goes, energy flows. And if we're watching a million TikToks a day, like our freaking awareness is scattered all over the place. We're thinking about that one and that one and that one that we just watched. And it's like leaving our awareness kind of back in the past where actually like you want to use it for you. You want to use it to manifest your best life. You want to use it in, creating your best life. So realize there is a time for scrolling or whatever. I actually don't even like it anymore. It actually kind of really annoys me because I realized how powerful my focus and attention is. But yeah, realize your ability to harness your attention and your awareness to go quantum, and that's what literally happens is when you let yourself really focus in. And maybe for the eclipse, the rabbit came out. This is someone that's usually stuck in fear-based consciousness and scarcity and listening to the herd going, oh my God, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. The world's going to die or whatever. And it's like, okay, no, let's not scatter all around. Let's not run around with our heads off or whatever. You have the power of creation, and you're being called to kind of harness that power of creation to make all your wildest hopes and dreams come true, to be on your North Node in Aquarius, on your highest timeline, your Dharma timeline, living out your passion, living out your purpose. And it all starts with you in your internal world, in your awareness. All manifestation is, at the end of the day, is mastering your consciousness. So you can use tools and techniques, and those are kind of like training wheels. But at the end of the day, it's really just you're recognizing your ability to just choose and decide. And then you just live happily and fun and go about your day. But that's the fucking power. That's why I love the third house. That's the power that you're tuning into, this power of creation, which is your consciousness. I have the power to direct my life with a constructive attitude. I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into an affirmative action. I act in the image of universe, source, your higher self, God, and I bring my light to life. And that's what can happen. It's you living. We do have to take action towards our manifestations, but it's from alignment. It's you prioritizing alignment first, then naturally the thoughts, the actions, the inspired action, the being at the right place at the right time just naturally happens. You choose what you want to manifest, what you desire, and you just naturally flow towards it. And that's just creation. That's how creation's supposed to work. Let me get one more. Oh, okay. Animal card. The cheetah reversed. Slowing down can make you recognize this power. This was the main thing, and I see it now because with my true sky chart, I have my sun, Jupiter in Aries. And so I'll receive the whole vision. I make that impulsive move. I know exactly where I want to go. Maybe it's a major life decision or something, but I know I have this, I receive the vision and I know all of it. And I can go really fast towards it, but it's like not grounding it fully into reality. So one of the best things that I've started doing, of course, you need the tropical chart. My sun and Jupiter is in Taurus, slowing the hell down. So you could be receiving just epiphanies and visions and stuff that you're excited about. But a lot of manifestation is really powerful, just knowing when you slow down how it can actually come together a lot faster. And yeah, that's the paradox. But when you slow down, you live from alignment, you get connected to your core, you live in the present moment, and it can just come unpack out of you a lot faster, because it's like we're moving from our solar plexus now, and we're listening to those instincts, and we're flowing with our body in alignment, and it's kind of like choosing your manifestation or your desire, and then it slowly kind of unpacks out of you, and it does that through you being in alignment and maybe lessening your tentacles and all, like maybe in everything, get clear on your vision and what you want. And yeah, good time to release the clutter in your everyday life. All right, Gemini. And if you would like to work with me, or if you would like to shift your internal world, check out my links down below. Hi, Cancer. Okay, so this could be an abundant new beginning with your stability in life. Your second house is your stability. It's kind of like what you keep in the fridge, what you keep at home for security, and yeah, stability in the material world. And that includes money. So this could be a big financial boost. And maybe you're going through a readjustment with the way you make money. The best way to do it, moving into the times that we're moving into, is having that abundance consciousness within you first. One sec, let me get a drink of water. Because if you're here, you're an old soul bringing the new templates into this new world, into this new earth that we're building. And you have to be the abundance to be able to see the abundance and to just like put those new templates down. It's like every single time, like you would do things the old way or have scarcity or whatever, you catch yourself and you're like, nope, abundance template, abundance, 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 abundance. And just living from that can release a lot of the old ways, we used to live in scarcity. You could be releasing a lot of money fears during this time. Maybe there's a way that you've been holding yourself back because you thought like people would be judgmental, if you earned money that way, if you decided to be like an influencer and like, oh, who are you to think you're going to be an influencer, blah, blah, blah. Like, you get to decide what you want to be. And if you see somebody making money and living in an awesome life and just having so much ease and flow, you can have that. You can live a life like that, but you just have to choose it. You choose it, you live in alignment, flow, in abundance consciousness, and it will be created. You will go in that direction to fully manifest it. And you are very lucky right now with Jupiter in your first house. You are attracting, lots of abundant opportunities, relationships, opportunities that can be very expansive. This could be just a planting of a seed for so much more abundance to come in. And if you have any ideas, entrepreneurial ideas, definitely like open up to them. And, it could just be a whole new way. And there is an evolution. Maybe you're with the South Node in the second house. It's like maybe you're letting go of, short-term money. It's like your paycheck every single day. And then the eighth house is the lump sums of money. So lump sums of money want to come in. So maybe if you can ask for bigger clients or bigger contracts or high ticket sales or whatever it is. But that's the direction that you can go in for a lot more money, the bulky money, instead of just the tiny little bits of money that come in. Sorry, I got a cough. Like I was sick, but that's it. You could also be going through a boost with knowing your worth and knowing your value. And that's the whole thing. You can work anywhere, but as soon as you know your worth and you know your value, and you stop acting like scared to lose your job, or you, stop like, being so in fear and so in lack, then people feel that. People feel when you're in that abundance and you know your worth and you know your value and you can ask for more money and you can hone that energy into yourself. And that can give you everything that you want. And some of you need to start monetizing your gifts and talents. This could be a time where your gifts and talents, because Leo in the second house, you can easily make money with your natural gifts and talents that you were born with, that you're just naturally good at. Maybe if you're naturally charismatic, you can sell easily. That's that's if you do, beauty, if you're good at art or whatever. This could be a time to start doing that. Because I like how this is trine Saturn and Neptune in the ninth house. It's time to live out your purpose. And your purpose is where your passion is. So you could be rediscovering your passion and what you're passionate about. And I like the second house to actually prioritize what we value energetically. Like, what are your values? Do you value freedom? Do you value more security? Do you value beauty? Knowing what you value so you can prioritize that and bring more of that into your life. But your Dharma timeline, that is always expansive, soul-aligned is where your passion is. And you're being asked to kind of take that seriously right now. Okay, so the solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra supports our sense of self, our personal power, our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what we came to contribute to the whole. So I love this because our solar plexus is going through an evolution. And I swear, like in the last couple of weeks, I don't know, I just noticed it really, and maybe it was happening before, but I feel like the awareness is in the solar plexus chakra now. And that's where it's actually supposed to be, because we're supposed to be moving from our body and our higher self. So it's just about us choosing the reality that we want to live, then letting our higher self take the wheel, us living in alignment, joy, flow, fun, abundance, and letting, just following those urges and following your instincts, letting your body tell you when to move and when to rest. And human design is very powerful when it comes to, learning how your intuition works. But yeah, honing in on your intuition can be very, very powerful. Sorry. Okay. I am the light. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to the universe. I am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. Yeah, you recognizing that you are the light and you becoming the light, just like, and knowing you're the light, that's how all the abundance can really just be attracted to you, and whatever you want to bring in for stability and security, and knowing that you are it already, like if you desire it, if you desire this much money or this amount of comfortability or whatever in your life, and the only way for you to desire it is for it to already be within you. If it lights you up, that is something that you can have. And it's all about releasing everything that's telling you that that can't be true. Affirmation: I listen to myself and acknowledge my needs. I assert myself and retain my power. I am brave and gentle. I don't have to be afraid of others. I respect myself and I am respected by others. Yeah, so some of you just need to, or are really just getting into your willpower. Your voice could be really lit up during this time, maybe speaking more of your truth. The second house rules your throat chakra. So going through a throat chakra upgrade, speaking your truth, recognizing your power. And the more that you speak your truth, the more you do like embody more of your higher self. So it's empowering to do that. Whatever your truth is, it's only going to empower you at the end of the day and scare away others that aren't supposed to be there. It's funny. I just listened to Magic Michelle on TikTok. I love her page, but it's all about, just that feminine energy and that feminine power. She was even talking about how like a year ago, she was like scared to post like some of the things that she practiced and that she believed in dealing with masculine energy and everything. But now she's like, they know what they're signing up for now, it's out there. And she's found herself wasting so much less time, all the time that would have gone to guys that were never even right for her in the first place. Like they come correct, they come right, they treat her like the goddess that she is. So realize you speaking your truth and what you want is just gonna cut out the bullshit and get rid of what's not for you. And it's going to just bring in and magnetize in exactly what is for you, because you are the light. Things are going to be coming towards the light. And Gazelle, I actually want to read this. Because yeah. And recognize the power with like slowing down with manifestations. With the cheetah reversed, because that's one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn, because slowing down gets you more so into the present moment and into the I am. And I'll receive the whole vision and just want to go like towards the vision, full blast, like full steam ahead. But sometimes I can't ground it fully into reality. And then also I'm not like, yeah, I just received a lot of visions too. And I got to go through my notes and spend some time like bringing it all down and actually into reality. So slowing down does speed up manifestations. And that's one thing that I really needed to learn. Okay, so Gazelle, heightened awareness and ability, vulnerability. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring creature emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment and sit. Find your breath and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. So yeah, recognize your power with vulnerability and softness and beauty. The gazelle is like that beautiful creature that's just like out in the grasslands with like tiny little skinny legs and spots, and it's very elegant and beautiful. But that's your strength, being able to be more so in that feminine energy, and then also just that striking feminine energy is what the gazelle kind of reminds me of. Some of you, fire ants came out, so that is like people like not liking your idea or wanting to challenge you or whatever. Just realize this is empowering you at the end of the day. This is getting you focused on what you actually want. The external world is a mirror of our internal world, and that's just really showing us where those blocks are immediately. We can't see we can't become conscious of the unconscious until we get triggered, or unless we do face reading or certain tarot readings. There's only so many ways to become conscious of the unconscious. So be appreciative for whatever the fire ants are pointing out. Yeah, because that's just going to make you brighter, going to make you lighter, going to make you able to manifest more of what you want and live more empowered. It's like you're getting very, very empowered. That inner just alignment is like lining you up with everything that you want. All right. Thank you so much, Cancer. And if you would like a reading or to shift your internal world, check out my link down below.